Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson. I'm the host of this podcast that's mine. Going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the ground. Friggin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank. I'm your host, Strider Wilson. Dude, we got Aaron beasting it on the sticks. Dude, what's going on, Aaron, dude?
You know, witnessed a little history myself.
You did.
Yeah.
Historic moment. Dodger Stadium, Chavez Ravine, 700. Pujols.
Yeah,
goes
699
yard.
and 700, which is crazy.
And you said that you cried like a man.
Yeah, a man cried. I just the eyes.
Mm-hmm. Completely motionless otherwise, staring straight forward.
You know, a little lip wiggle here and there, but, you know, no one could really see that.
That's good. That could get you an Oscar if it was acting.
The single tear would have been amazing. But,
Dude, that's beautiful, dude.
yeah. Yeah, it was electric, man. I've only felt that kind of elation before maybe once.
What was this?
That was when I caught
Darting?
When I caught the McGuire
home
run ball in 2001.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What number was that?
That was in batting practice, but
Still sick.
still caught it in the second deck.
With your hand?
Glove.
And
I
smart.
wore a glove, yeah.
Dudes that catch stuff with their hands, savage, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it. If you
100%.
if you don't expect it.
I'll take a broken hand and I'll say, you're saying that ball that Pujols hit, the 700 home runs worth about what?
$650,000.
I'll take a broken hand over that.
I mean, you probably get a broken hand in the scrum.
Dude, I know, bro. I was thinking about, like, you'd have to be like, did you yell at some little kids, get off me, Tommy, get off. And then his dad, fuck you. Ah, this is the best moment of my life. Just immediately having to defend.
I mean, 699 was definitely hitting to a crowd of people, and there was a big fracas over it.
Whoever caught 699, that kind of sucks. You're like, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, people who had tickets to Saturday's game and Sunday's game, it's like, well, this is anticlimactic.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Well, dude, that's awesome, man. I'm so stoked you were there to witness history. It's beautiful, dude. That's why we love sports, dude. That's the Paul Verzi ep. If you are looking for something, we dive into the importance of sports and its culture, and it is historical. You know, it is, if you're not into it, you can judge it from the outside and be like, you know, if like dudes are playing Magic cards or Yu-Gi-Oh or something, but that's beautiful to them. Brings people together, and it's a sick ass moment. So I'm fired up for you, Aaron.
Yeah, it's real time. It's unpredictable. What else is like that these days?
So true. It's very beautiful. And honestly, it's a little slice of, could you say, paradise. And today, we're going to be talking about maybe a city that was considered to be ancient paradise.
Ooh.
You know, it's sort of considered, it's dubbed as the Atlantis of India. I had never heard of it.
No, me neither.
Because it's a lost city, another submerged, lost city, an ancient city. And there's theories around it. You know, we're going to get into those. I always like things that are embattled. And, you know, when archaeologists are arguing with each other, it always makes for something interesting. But we're going to be talking the ancient lost city of Dwarka.
Ooh.
Okay? Freaking sick, dude. But before we get into that, dude, I would like to give a big time shout out to Dadgrass, dude, for sponsoring this ep, dude. And Dadgrass has having our backs on a lot of eps, dude. And I'm telling you right now, I've always been fired up on Dadgrass. It's legal, organic hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your dome, dude. Dadgrass offers smokable pre-rolled joints. That's what I'm into. I love those puppies. They also got CBD tinctures for those crispy autumn days, dude. That's right. We're getting to the autumn right now, dude. Nothing like just having a nice little pre-roll, dude, to mellow your mood. I don't know if you've got a big meeting coming up, dude. You can have, and it's because it's not going to throw you off. It's not going to get you high. It's not that, you know, super potent stuff they have these days. It's like just that nice little mellow mindset, dude. And I'm fired up on those. I was just on a batch party with my bros, dude. You know, I like to take those puppies out and just relax, dude. So right now, Dadgrass is offering listeners 20% off your first order at dadgrass.com/dank. Go to dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/dank. All right, dude. Dwarka. You know.
How do you spell that?
DWARKA, dude.
Wow.
All right. At first, I thought this was an ancient city of Dwarka, dude. It was a bunch of dudes just wearing cargo shorts and like bowling shirts, dude. Just playing Magic and just walking around with swords, even though they don't need them. You know, just freaking bunch of dudes just drawing dragons. Bunch of freaking Dwarkas cruising around, dude. Maybe wearing jerseys. If you're an adult, is there anything less sexy to a woman than an adult man wearing a jersey?
Probably not, although I do it pretty often.
Here's the thing. I do feel bad because I got my IPA guy jersey, my Jags, go Jags. And it's fun to wear that. And I think, contextually, if you're at the game or cheering for the game, but if your style is like, when Axl Rose came back at like the VMAs or whatever, and like he was wearing a jersey.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, if you go to a strip club in a jersey, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
dude.
a bit much.
Yeah.
You're at a wedding or funeral.
Exactly. In jersey is like how you dress up. It's like, look, brought out my Joe Montana jersey. Usually I just would wear, Joey Bosa, but today it's Montana. You know what I mean? Or whatever Bosa,
It's a
brother.
special occasion somewhere in the home jersey.
Exactly. It's the Hall of Famer. It's exactly the home jersey I put out. This is a funeral. It's also, I'm not wearing the away jersey. It's a wedding. That's the whites. It's not. Come on.
I do see a startling number of dudes in baseball caps at weddings.
Yeah, you can't have that. Dude, I was just in Tahoe, bro. That's the home of the flat-billed rim cap, dude. Dudes were almost bending the cap the other way, like up. That's how flat-billed these caps were, dude. And I'm going to tell you right now, dude, the toughest bros there were the ladies. Dude, every lady had like neck tattoos all the way up to like the freaking jawbone. And dude, our waitress came back. We ordered these like breakfast shots. She's like, sorry, your shots were a little bit late. This guy tried to fight me, so I had to handle that. But you guys want to put your orders in? Dude, just like it was a regular old day. We were like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, but that guy isn't. But let's keep going. So who wants, here's our breakfast specials. We're like, dude, I'm telling you right now, you don't mess with the ladies in Tahoe. You don't mess with anyone in Tahoe. Dudes want to fight in Tahoe, dude. There was a glint in everyone's eye. I don't know why.
Weird.
Maybe the altitude. I'm like, this place is chill, dude.
Are they Reno people who drove in?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There was a country concert going on when we were there. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Wow.
Anyway, dude, that wasn't my paradise, dude. But Dwarka is an ancient city. Some would consider there's definitely a lot of myth and theories around this. And let me put this out in this episode now. There's religious theories around Dwarka and stuff, and we'll get into it in a little bit. And as I go through this episode, this is not my intent to challenge anyone's faith or anything like that. I like to look at the history. Also, I like shit that's found underwater, dude. That's tight. One time I was snorkeling and I found a bong, dude. That was sick, dude. Me and my boys, we named it Ariel. Try to, bring second life to Ariel, but the sea had done its damage, and the sea has played a heavy role of doing damage over time to a lot of these artifacts that are found in the water outside of the modern city of Dwarka. Of course, the ancient city is the one that's submerged, and this legends are built around that we'll get into. And but it's tough because the ocean makes it difficult to carve and more difficult, and erosion and things like that, dude. So it's gnarly. But I just want to get into just put out that disclaimer there right now, dude. But I'm going to be approaching this from a historical aspect and from this aspect of how ancient this city is. Dude, it'd be huge if theorists are correct about it. That's what's so important about this city is they would say it would be about 9,000, 10,000 years old based on the texts that it's mentioned in the dates that are mentioned in those texts, which would predate ancient China, ancient Egypt, over Mesopotamia, over the Indus Valley civilization that's there in this region of the world that we're talking about in India. So it would be the biggest archaeological find ever, so that's why it's gnarly. And then, of course, with the religious implication, but I'm just fired up on finding shit underwater. It's tight. Sometimes you'll find an old skateboard or a license plate that you can use to frame, put up in your home bar or something like that. That's always tight, dude. Even though my GF has a hard, fast rule, dude, So, people have a talk like, oh, do we want kids if you're going to stay together? Oh, what do you see? Are you religious? Oh, where do you want to live? What city? Our big talk was just like, are you allowed to decorate with old license plates? And she was like, no. I was like, okay. I can live with that. So let's get into a little bit of the importance of Dwarka here, dude. So you have Krishna, dude, who's referred to in this multiple texts, the scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm probably saying a lot of this stuff wrong. Guaranteed I'm saying a lot of this stuff wrong. And it's a debated thing where in these texts, there's another text called, let me look it up real quick, the Mahabharata. I'm probably saying that wrong. Mahabharata. And it's a great epic, and it's a didactic script, sort of like the Legend of Gilgamesh, where it's about this is about Krishna. It's about a leader or a ruler and sort of how he goes about things. It can inform leaders and rulers in current days. It's a historical text, but that's meant to teach morale and teach a good way of law, like Hindu moral law. But it's also a historical text. So they're saying this literally happened. So that's where debate comes in and people get sensitive and emotional. And when it comes to history, you don't want to, of course you're stoked on stuff. Man, this would be amazing if we found it. And then Krishna did, actually fought this battle, and that's amazing. And that's cool, dude. And hell yeah, bro. But also, when you're looking carbon dating in science, so you want to have a sort of balanced, pragmatic approach, and it's okay to get fired up on it and emotional, but you don't want to have confirmation bias is what we're saying. But anyway.
Yeah, I just looked up like a bunch of photos online about it, and it's like most of them are from
Egypt, right?
Underwater resort in Florida.
Dude, exactly, bro. Exactly. Which is probably sick. Another thing, dude, a lot of sick stuff goes down underwater, dude. Scary stuff, but also sick stuff. You can party underwater resorts, dude. Windows where you can like look into the pool. Those are tight. Fish tanks. Fish tanks are pretty sick. And lobbies if you're just chilling, dude. You better believe I like to have a little dad grass and post up next to a fish tank. So I'm just saying it's sick as hell and I'm fired up on it, dude. But you have Krishna. Krishna's fighting this battle against this bad ruler. His name is, I want to say, Jarasandha. He's a tyrant king. They fight like 17 battles. And finally, Krishna moves the people he's protecting to this great city. You can only get there by boat. It's awesome. It's got big walls. Everyone's safe there. Jarasandha has like flying crafts, and Krishna uses he shoots arrows, but they're like lasers. And this is where like ancient alien dudes get horny because they're like, listen to this stuff. But also, it could just be these are gods, and people have witnessed lightning, and myth is based in some sort of religion, and I don't want, or excuse me, myth is based in some form of reality, and it's like, we see dragons in history, but that's because ancient people probably discovered dinosaur bones, and they're like, dude, that's fucking gnarly. So there is a reason for these things, but also maybe, who knows, dude? Hey, maybe this shit went down. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? I'm just a freaking sick ass dude who gets fired up discovering stuff underwater, dude. So, but all I'm saying is ancient alien guys, look, I'm a big alien guy. Now, have they been to this earth? Don't know about that, dude. Okay? Maybe the dudes who want to go to the ancient city of Dwarka would get fired up on that, dude. Hang out in some jerseys and freaking post up and do whatever dorks do. Like, I don't know, dude. Not watch Rocky IV. So probably just go there and be like, hey, dude, what do you think of this Nat Nast shirt? It's pretty sweet. Or, hey, dude, Guy Fieri wore this flaming polo, dude, or button-up polo, dude. That's pretty sick with flames on it. Although here's the thing, I'm making fun of that, but that's kind of sick, dude. I want a button-up polo with flames on it. Wear it around. Here's the thing, sometimes they're just too long. So I think that's what it is. It's just too long. Bring it up a little bit. Then it's sick. Probably all just riding motorcycles. South Park had it right. The biggest dorks are just dudes who ride motorcycles. That's the thing in Tahoe too, dude. We finally rented a hotel room at a casino, and I was like, dude, there's a biker who definitely had sad doggy style sex in here, dude. It's like the lady, hopefully the lady was happy, dude, because I'm like, this room, it was a non-smoking room, and let me tell you right now, dude, it smelled like sad, dude.
Oh, wow.
Like sad, just menthols or whatever. This biker was smoking, dude. There was boot marks on the ceiling, dude. Flexible at boning. Maybe he wasn't doing doggy style. Maybe he was getting pegged, dude. Maybe that's what he's into, dude. That's fine. Cool. That's not for dorks. That's for friggin' chillers, dude. Anyway, dude, this ancient city of Dwarka is very significant in Hindu culture, okay, in the religion. A lot of writings have mentioned it. It's where maybe Krishna left the earth to join the spiritual world. So there's religious significance. But there also is historical significance of it being like a major port. And even in undebated archaeological times, like 1,500 years ago, you know, they've found, and these are the things that entice people, is because with modern technology, I think like back in the 20s, like archaeologists were looking around, they discovered like a temple complex, and they're like, oh, this has to be the temple. There is a current temple there where Hindu pilgrims go to, there's like 7, let me get it right. If I can put it down in my notes, dude. There's a current temple in the current city of Dwarka that's like has like 30,000 inhabitants. It's a regular old city. Not regular old because there's a 7-story temple there that Hindus pilgrimage to, and it's anyway, I'll find it in a little bit, but that's a carry on from ancient times of this underwater temple that was discovered, and that's when people were all stoked, and they're like, dude, that's the freaking temple from Dwarka. There's like gold in there and priceless artifacts. Hell yeah. And it turns out there have been, like, they date the years of the city based on temples. There's like 1 through 5 represent respective settlements. And then, 3 to 7, there's like 3 to 5, there's crossover. And then now we're in 7. The modern town is the 8th, So basically they're like all fired up on this, which means it's been religious significance. People have gone there for a long time. It was a port city, a lot of trade coming in and out of there. And then also, dude, finding like a lot of the archaeological finds are like anchors that come from different parts of the world. They're like, oh, these were only manufactured in like Greece, and then they're found here from a sunken boat, and they're like, means okay, people were traveling here from afar, which is evidence of trade. And then it's tough too because a lot of like the archaeological evidence is like jars. Like I mentioned, I find a bong, dude. You find a lot of like, dishware and stuff like that in ancient sites and underwater, dude, which is gnarly. But they find these like clay tablets, or not clay tablets, but clay shards, which have been eroded, so it's tough to date them. And it's like basically there's this famous like lustrous redware bowl, dude, and redware dishes. These are datable to like 1600 to 1500 BC, but then there's like this art on it, and they're like, no, that art is predating that. It's like a 3-headed beast, which is like part of like the Indus Valley civilization. And so people have gnarly theories, and they're like, that means that they're way older, but you can't really tell when it's dated, and the scientists are like, no, we dated it. So there's debate, and then based on art, but also based on carbon dating, but how accurate can it be? It's pretty gnarly. I want to get into when this freaking...
And we all know carbon dating is when young guys search for older women.
Aaron, that is correct. Exactly right. And, if we're talking about a city of paradise in ancient times, maybe it's just a city that kept you from getting mauled by a tiger, but a city that enabled you to get mauled by a cougar.
Right on.
And that would be nice. I mean, that's good. And that's ancient, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking sick as hell, dude. Fucking so tight, dude.
Just like imagining it.
Just really took my time to visualize that, dude. When listening to this episode, dude, take your time to visualize stuff. You know what I mean? If you're driving, don't close your eyes, but think about it. let's get into a little bit of this undersea exploration. You know what I mean? They've got successive underwater investigations, typically with technology that goes about 4 to 12 meters deep. But then, of course, and that's where they find like pillars and bastions and anchors and this redware that I'm talking about. But then people are like, no, it's deeper. It's more like 70 meters below, because that's where it got buried, even above these old cities, which that's true. Like a more current city could have been built on top of it. And, you know, if you're talking 10,000 years ago, sea levels could have risen and fallen and the tides. And so it's going to be tough to say. And it's just very convenient that it's like all underwater. But I mean, dude, it's very believable. There is a lot of shit that's underwater that was once not. So I think that's why it's very, very enticing to people. But a lot of stuff that we're dealing with, we've only found in that 12 to 3 meter area. Down below, it's more difficult to get to, but then again, the sea can preserve stuff if it really gets locked in tight and it's cold enough down there. The sea is a beautiful thing that has duality, Aaron. Mm-hmm. You know, for those of you listening, please close your eyes and embrace this duality, this beautiful picture I'm going to describe to you. For what the sea can destroy with its salt and eroding capabilities, it can also preserve with its pressure and its temperature at deep, deep levels. You know, not unlike a man, you know, the surface, when one man cries a tear, such as Aaron did, a salty tear at a game, you know, that moment is fleeting, but deep, deep down within Aaron, in his cold, dark heart, is preserved a beautiful moment. Kidding, Aaron does not have a cold, dark heart. He's a warm, loving man. But there's people that get fired up on this type of shit, dude. And then they say in the 90s that they actually did discover some stuff like 40 meters down. And they go, dude, this is from 9,000 years ago. And then there's other archaeologists, and you can go online and like check Twitter and like look at all these debates. It's pretty cool, dude. No one throws F-bombs or anything at each other, but it's a lot of people calling someone unprofessional or unstudied, which would hurt really bad. Your professionalism is really lacking here. Hilarious way to come at somebody, and very, very hurtful, especially to someone who considers himself to be a professional. Me, I'm like, dude, I'm just a chiller, dude. I'm amateur, whatever, but I think this. And so if some guy calls me unprofessional, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm a straight up chiller, dude. All right? I don't scuba dive. I snorkel, bro. Okay? Use that aerial bong that I discovered as my new snorkel tube, dude. Retrofitted that, dude. Got my buddy Evan, who's into glassware now. He got into a hobby of glass blowing to ease his mind, dude, because he was having anger issues and trust issues in a lot of his relationships. He was fighting his dad, dude, and just kept, you know, breaking up, you know. He'd hook up with a lady. He's a hot dude. He'd hook up with a lady, like one, you know, after a couple dates, and finally on their first hookup, he's like, it's over. I can't continue this. He's trying to protect himself. She's like, what? Yeah, dude. So he got into glass blowing now, and that's tight. Settling his mind, dude. That's the thing, dude. Find something beautiful, dude. Get creative, dude. This is kind of a major breakthrough I had, but art's not just for chicks, dude.
Whoa.
You know? Dudes can do art too, and it's good for them. If you want to go to look up online, if you want to go to a wine and paint night solo, you know, you might be there and people might look at you and be like, that dude's kind of creepy, but also you can go there and just be like, hey, I want to paint, have a glass of wine. Okay, and I want to learn how to do it in this group setting. Maybe I'll take it back to my 1-bedroom apartment that just has a fish tank and a punching bag and overlooks an abandoned mini putt golf course. Yeah, maybe I want to get out of that apartment every once in a while and go and paint, have one glass of wine. Maybe have a nice conversation. Heck, maybe with a lady, but maybe not. But you know what? Before I go and take this on a solo journey, I need to learn the ropes first. I mean, that's art, is it not? Before I want to get abstract, I must learn the rules to know why I'm breaking them. You know? There must be a why. Do you have to always explain that why? No. Hopefully, whoever's viewing your art will come to that conclusion on their own. Fucking so beautiful right there, dude. Just being all sorts of beautiful right now, dude. Speaking of beautiful, dude, just real quick, want to give another shout out to Dadgrass, dude. Dadgrass is legal organic hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind. Dadgrass CBD products are made with 100% organic hemp that's easy to dose, and the effects come on smooth. That's what I'm saying, dude. I love the smooth effects, dude. I'm not looking to get anything too gnarly, dude. I want to enjoy the effects of CBD while keeping a clear head. You know, and that's what these pre-rolls do for me, dude. Dadgrass pre-rolls, I'm all about those, dude. But they got the tinctures if you're into that too, dude. And it's autumn. You can add that to your pumpkin spice if you want to. Give your pumpkin spice a little extra spice, but the right type of spice, you know what I'm saying, dude? And dude, right now, all Dadgrass products are always all Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 18 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S. Fires me up, dude. And dude, I'm all about just putting on practical magic with my dank fiance, dude. Stepping outside while the pre-credits are rolling, getting in the mood to watch some Sandra Bullock, dude, and see that crazy boyfriend of hers go nuts and get dominated by the ladies. And it makes me happy, dude. And go out there, have a nice little pre-roll, cruise inside, dude, put Sunny on my lap and enjoy a nice film. I mean, come on, dude. Treat yourself to something nice, dude. So whether you're looking for a buzz or a new buzz or an old way to chill, dude, Dadgrass will leave you in a euphoric mood, bro. And it ain't magic. It's real, dude. If you go to dadgrass.com/dank, check out their products. Right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/dank. Go to dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/dank. So what would happen if this city is 9,500 years old, 10,000 years old, dude, according to these texts that's mentioned in, you know, I mean, that's older than Sumerian civilizations, dude. Babylon, older than Egypt, older than China. It would radically change the picture of our development of urban civilization. Now, that's what these people who are fired up on the ancient city of Dwarka being real and there being gold there, you know, it's supposed to be a rich city, historical texts, tons of temples, castles over hundreds of estates, all surrounded by massive cities and protected. Just so sick. So sick. But, you know, more mainstream archaeologists say maybe this is the evidence that we have shows that it's probably just a extension of the Harappan people. It's a Harappan civilization developed over years of the Indus Valley civilizations, the Indus River. It's a fertile plain that basically sprung up different agrarian populations, and these populations over thousands of years came to hundreds and thousands, not hundreds and thousands, but hundreds of years, a couple thousand years, came together to form like a major civilization, but nothing as advanced or gnarly as what we would imagine being in the ancient city of Dwarka. But it would be so sick if it was, dude. But, you know, they had artisans, dude. They had administrators. They were, you know, there was non-agricultural people that were fed by agricultural people. And taking the energy from there, right? The output that enables civilizations to flourish. And they were set up in different cities. Maybe Dwarka was one of these cities. There's also like an island Dwarka called like Get Dwarka or whatever. That's like right out there. So there's a lot of different, not like whole cities. There is just the one city, but there's like surrounding islands. So people, the leading theory is that it's just right outside the modern harbor underwater. But the people are like, oh, maybe it's by this island too, and it could be elsewhere. So there's a lot to the imagination and a lot left to be found. It would be sick as hell. And as, hey, maybe we get more technology, dude, you know, as more dorks study, dude, maybe they'll be able to find it. Dorks will help us find Dwarka. And it's important to have dorks, dude. And, you know, sometimes people use that as a derogatory term. I do when it's against, you know, dudes on motorcycles who put their boots on walls in hotel rooms and get pegged. But, you know, also it's a benevolent term, dude. We need dorks, dude. There's good people, dude. You know, dudes that at one point were stuffed into a locker. They probably, you know, picked up some books and from that locker, learned them. Now they're going to discover the technology that can go deeper, under meters, carbon date even better, dude. And, you know, find this city. Give us the answers that we, you know, maybe don't desire. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe archaeology without desire, but just passion is really what we should strive for. But in any case, next time you're out snorkeling, keep your eyes peeled for some bongs. You know, careful of beach glass. Don't cut yourself, dude. You know, use gloves. And don't litter, dude, you know. If you learn anything from this episode, hey, dude, don't litter, bro. I think that's huge. I think it'd be sick as hell, Aaron, if they found that city and it was true.
Sure.
Sounds like, you know, the
Even
riches.
if it wasn't that old, like, still be cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there definitely is evidence of a city like 1,500 years ago. Like, that's still very gnarly, expansive trade port, super sick. There was temples there. People were coming there to worship, dude. So that's tight. Anytime people come together to worship and party and chill, that's good. So, you know, only way that place could be better is if they found like an ancient kettlebell that just lets me know people were lifting there together, sharing ideas. That'd be a nice night. That's a good business model, dude. 1 glass of wine, paint, and then also throw around some kettlebells, dude. Sign me up, dude. A gym that has painting as well. That's so tight, dude. All right, dude. Let's freaking do a few questions and bone out.
Let's do it.
And it's tough, dude. Episodes like this, you know, sometimes they're a little bit of teases because you don't get the answers. But sometimes that's beautiful, dude. Because we must seek the answers. You know? Cruise out. We're not challenging anyone's faith because we don't know. And it's bold to say that we do. Because archaeologists have found evidence of a city 1,500 years ago. Doesn't mean that, hey, maybe there's something deeper, dude. But we just got to find a way to go deep. Like my bros, Chad and JT. So we got to cruise deep. All right, dude. Few cues. Hey, Strider and any Dank guest. I'm starting my job as a valet soon and wanted some tips how to get fat tips from the valet legend himself. I know how to drive stick and I'm pretty light on my feet, so I think this is going to be a good role for me, but want to hear some cool stories and tricks of the trade from a vet like yourself. Thanks in advance, Jamie. First of all, dude, congrats, dude. Happy to have you in the biz, Jamie. Fired up, bro. You know, valet is a sick way of life, dude. Love that you're light on your feet, dude. You're going to be out there. You're going to be burning cows and freaking scoring tips. And good for you, bro. So I would say this, dude. Yes, your job is to park the whip safely, pull it up efficiently, unpack the luggage if you're at a hotel, but maybe you're just at a restaurant, but, you know, you'll help people with bags, load up their doggy bags to go or whatever it may be. But I'll say this, dude. First and foremost, your customer service, bro. You know, make that eye contact, be genuine, say good evening, dude. You're at a job now where you say stuff like good evening, bro. So lean into those phrases. Have your go-to word. You know, a lot of valets say definitely or absolutely. I say words like that instead of just yes or sure. And I go, someone's like, oh, can you please help me get my walker out of the car if it's an elderly lady? And I go, absolutely. So using sick-ass words like that, add a few syllables to your words. You know what I'm saying? Few syllables, dude. The more the syllables, the more the tips. That's what I'll tell you right there, dude. So good luck, my dog. Stay safe and stretch. Put on sunscreen, too, if you're working the day shifts, bro. All right. Now, this next question here, Aaron, is also something historical that's been going on. And I've been fielding a lot of questions here because you may or may not know this, Aaron. I'm sure you do. You're a learned man and you're in the know. But NASA recently had a DART mission.
Oh, yeah.
Right. They basically, it's the world's first planetary defense mission. The asteroid is a double asteroid redirection test, DART. But in order to do that, and, you know, double and the distance and redirecting, and the fact that it was a test, a lot of people ask me if NASA has consulted me as a DART expert. And the answer is absolutely 100% yes. They know that I T-DART very well. They know that I T-DART with precision, power when necessary, with timing, but also with accuracy. And there's a lot of physics that go into T-darting and darting. And, you know, when I'm darting well, it will send my fiance into the upper atmosphere. And that's where this mission was taking place. And they asked me stuff like, you know, what are the stakes of a kinetic impact? And I'm like, oh, baby, let me tell you. The stakes of a kinetic impact while darting are massive. It can lead to new life, depending on how quickly you change position, depending on how... I told them, you know, you need to put on the POV camera that's on that. It was a vending machine-sized spacecraft, which was my suggestion, to have a vending machine-sized spacecraft, because a lot of my early darting experiences took place by vending machines. And immediately after darting, I would get a cactus cooler. Sometimes prior to darting, and really enjoy the experience.
Good call.
Thank you. It's one of the best sodas you can have. Mm-hmm. And darting is one of the most loving expressions that humans can offer. And I said, you know, let's keep this practical. Get a vending machine, maybe slap a usually it's a sun-kissed label on there, which is also a Dank soda, but also cactus cooler would be sick. They didn't opt for any branding, but they did go with that size. They said this is good and the projectile will be good. And I said, you know, make it stiff, you know, really launch it in there hard and put that POV camera on there so that all of mankind and all earthlings, when watching that video, you can watch that video on nasa.com, and you can see it going toward the moon or the asteroid Dimorphos, and it's going towards that. And that's how you need to approach darting, of really going in there focused, precise, having done all the calculus, having done all the work, and knowing that this kinetic impact and this energy that you're going to transfer from your tongue to the surface of your GF or whoever it is that you're darting, you know. And it can be anywhere. It can be a reverse dart. The angles can be very fun. And I told NASA, put a POV camera on there. They weren't going to do it. So they said, but I was like, no, you need to capture this footage. Humanity needs to learn. And they said, well, there's, you know, it's going to impact, there's going to be no return mission. And I said, that's exactly right. When you're darting, you got to Gattaca this shit. You don't save anything for the swim back. You go in, and in this instance, the DART mission for NASA was to destroy or redirect the asteroid. And that's the only difference between T-darting and darting is T-darting, it's not a mission to destroy, it's a mission to create and redirect into the cosmos. And that's what T-darting did share with the DART mission, which was to redirect the asteroid, although there was some destruction and collateral damage from the kinetic impact. T-darting is really a transfer of kinetic energy, which is also darting, but that kinetic energy never ends. It just is cyclical. So yeah, to answer all questions, and you know, I didn't get into too much of many of the specifics, but I did absolutely play a role in the mission, and I didn't accept payment for it. They wanted to offer me, you know, much like Harry Stamper and the crew of Armageddon, you know, no taxes for the rest of life. I said, no, that's okay. You know, I like to give back to society with this knowledge and my fat tips. So, fired up on that. Aaron, did you have any questions or anything about darting, or are you fired up on the mission?
Oh, yeah. So fired up.
Hell yeah.
Push that asteroid out of here.
Yeah, get it out.
We don't need it.
Don't need that asteroids coming around. Hey, there's plenty of space out there. You know what I mean? Keep your space. That's how fights start. If you're at a bar trying to order a drink in Tahoe and you elbow up to someone, even if it's super crowded, get out. You better wait for that person to clear the bar. They will fight you, and that person will be a lady, and she'll hit you right in the jugular. Believe me. Friggin' gnarly, dude. Tahoe, dude. Everything's taking place outside the wake, dude. There's no wake zone in Tahoe, dude. You better wake up and have your head on a swivel before it gets knocked off. So, just a word to the weary. Don't litter. Have your head on a swivel when you're in Tahoe. And when you dart, you know, keep the neck cocked back. tongue tight, and transfer that energy. That's what it is. It's a transferred energy, exactly like NASA's DART mission. So fired up on this ep, dude. Fired up on Dwarka, dude. You know, there's a lot of questions that still need answering, but that's sick, dude. I love questions. I love being curious, dude. And I love talking about this stuff with my bros, dude. So when you're looking up at the stars, you know, just bring up Dwarka, and your boys will be like, what? And be like, oh, dude, Krishna founded it. You know, it's an important city. It's where Krishna left the real world and went to the spiritual world. And there's a temple there. Hindus still, it's, I believe, like there's some significance of the number 7 with it, where like, it's like maybe there's 7 pilgrimages, or it's one of the 7 cities that Hindus do a pilgrimage to.
One of the 7 holiest cities.
Exactly. That's it. So that's gnarly and tight. So fired up, dude. And yeah, dude, go exploring with your boys, dude. Get some goggles, get a dinghy boat, cruise around, and check some shit out. So there's a world discoverer around you, dude. And ask questions and seek answers, and you know, do it with your bros, because that's tight. And if you do go to paint night alone, don't wear a hat or sunglasses, and don't wear shorts. Maybe dress nice. Wear a suit. If you wear a suit, if you paint in a suit, people will be like, this guy's an assassin. He's not a creep. And you could still very well be a creep. And, you know, it's all about, you know, here, sad but true. People do judge books by their covers, you know. The outfit you wear is what's being judged. That's why I always wear a backwards lid. People go, oh, this guy's tight. Even though under the surface, you know, I'm very intense. And I'm just thinking about, hey, where are the exits? So, freaking stay stoked. Questions, comments, suggestions, StriderWilsonTreads@gmail.com. Always fired up for those, dude. And if you have any dark questions, you can field them there as well if you want some specifics. I'll be happy to answer those. All right, dude, fired up. Aaron, you're a beast. Thank you as always, my dude. Let